You've been watching the news. Mortgage rates are up, foreclosures are rising. Zillow says that your neighbor's house is worth $1 million. And your uncle who bought a condo in 2004 just emailed you an article titled, "Housing Market Crash Coming Soon." Well, here's what's actually happening. And I'll give it to you straight, no panic, no clickbait. I'm Jeff Moss, broker owner at National Realty Group right here in Riverside, California. And let's talk about the Inland Empire market in May of 2026. If you're buying, selling, or just watching the market out here in the IE, hit subscribe. I do this report every month. Let's talk about mortgage rates first, because this is the one topic I see the most confusion out there. People scroll through their feed and see a headline like, "Rates are still above 6%, and they close the app and decide to rent for another year. But here's the reality. Freddie Mac's chief economist Sam Catter put it this way: rates right now are at their lowest level in the last 3 spring home buying seasons. 3 years. That's not a bad headline. That's a good headline. Someone just decided not to run it. And here's something even more concrete. Say you bought a home in January of last year, $400,000 loan. Your principal and interest payment would be about $27.31 a month. Today at 6.5, that same loan runs $25.34. That's $197 cheaper per month than it was 12 months ago. Now look, I get it. You're thinking, Jeff, I'm waiting for the 5s, and I hear that. But here's the thing. The difference between 6.5% and 5.99% on a $400,000 loan, it's about $138 a month. Not $1,000, not $2,000, $138. And here in the Inland Empire, where a median-priced home in Riverside County is pushing the mid-600s, that math matters. You're not saving the mortgage, you're saving a car insurance payment. Meanwhile, home values in our market have continued to climb. And as where rates go from here, the latest forecast from Fannie Mae, the Mortgage Bankers Association, and Wells Fargo all project rates staying in the low to mid-6s through the rest of 2026. Flat, stable, not crashing into the 5s, not exploding upward, just flat. So if you're waiting for a moment that may never come, while homes in Murrieta, Menifee, and Riverside keep going under contract, that's just procrastination with extra steps, not a winning strategy. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. And if you're thinking about selling a home out here in the Inland Empire, pay close attention. Realtor.com just surveyed sellers nationally. 80%, 8 out of 10, expect to get their asking price or more. 37% think they're going to get above asking. It's 2021 energy all over again, except it's not 2021. Here's what I call the Zillow effect. Sellers wake up, check their estimate, see a number that looks great, and suddenly they're pricing their home like they've got 12 offers before the open house. Meanwhile, buyers are out there actually looking at comps. It's funny how that works. Back in 2021 and 2022, yes, most home buyers sold at or above list. But right now, 62% of homes are selling below their asking price. That's a return to normal. But it's a shock to sellers who remember the frenzy. And here's the number that really puts it in perspective. Look at price reductions. Back in 21 and 22, only 5 to 7% of homes ever needed a price cut. Today, nearly 1 in 5 homes is going through a price reduction. Now let's talk about what happens in the Inland Empire when a house sits for a long time. You list too high in Moreno Valley, in San Bernardino, and Corona. Buyers know. They're watching on Zillow, Redfin, and everywhere else. A listing that sits for 30, 45, 60 days starts to feel radioactive. Buyers assume something's wrong with it, even when there isn't. The NAR data backs that up hard. A home that sells in 30 days, average price reduction of just 4.9%. Go past 120 days on the market and you're looking at a 14% price reduction on average. On a $600,000 home, that's like $85,000 left on the table. That's not a negotiation. That's a painful lesson. And bottom line for IE sellers, price it right in week 1. A well-priced home here gets the eyes, gets the showings, and gets the offers. An overpriced home gets crickets and an eventual price cut that costs you more than if you priced it correctly from day 1. All right, let's talk about the word that makes everyone nervous, foreclosures. Yes, foreclosures are rising, and I'll say that right up front. Filings are ticking upward about 120,000 per quarter nationally. That's true. And if you've seen the headlines, you know the media is having a field day with it. Because nothing drives clicks like foreclosure wave incoming with a scary stock photo of a sad house. And here's the context nobody gives you. In 2008, There were 9 million distressed transactions in a single year. Foreclosures, short sales, deed in lieu, the whole catastrophe. You know how many there were last year? 300,000. That's not a wave, that's barely a ripple. And when you look at the long-term chart going all the way back to 2005, through the financial crisis, through the pandemic dip, and back up to today, what you see is we're just returning to normal historical levels. Not an explosion, not 2008, normal. And here's why this won't turn into a collapse. Look at the delinquency data. Credit cards are going late, people are stretched on everyday expenses, student loans, car loans, same story, but mortgages are at the bottom of that chart. Homeowners are protecting their housing payment above everything else. They're not letting the house go. And why would they? California homeowners are sitting on an average of $596,000 in equity. Here in the Inland Empire, where so many people bought in 2019, 2020, 2021, they have enormous cushions. No one's walking away from $500,000 in equity. That's not how people behave. In 2008, people walked away because they owed more than the home was worth. That's not the situation today, not even close. One more thing worth knowing, 50% of all outstanding mortgages in the US right now have an interest rate of 3.99 or lower. Another 27% are between 4 and 5%. Those homeowners can't and won't let those loans go. You couldn't rent a 2-bedroom apartment in Riverside for what their mortgage payment is. That rate lock effect is a massive stabilizer for this market. So yes, watch foreclosures, stay informed, but don't confuse rising from an all-time low with the market is crashing. They're all very different things. And here's the May 2026 summary for the Inland Empire. Rates are stable and actually cheaper than they were a year ago. Sellers need to price correctly or they'll lose money sitting on the market. And foreclosures, while rising, are nowhere near the level that should cause panic. And our market's equity levels prove it. If you're thinking about buying or selling in Riverside or San Bernardino County or anywhere in Southern California, I'd love to talk. Reach out to us at National Realty Group. There's a link in the description, and if this breakdown was helpful, drop us a like and subscribe. I do this report every single month, so you'll always know what's happening in our market. I'm Jeff Moss, and we'll see you next week.